Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Thanks for clicking on another video today. Today we're going to be doing a debt update for the month of May. So I'm pretty much done paying whatever debt payments I will be able to make in the month of May. So I just thought I'd go ahead and recap with a video real quick, and we'll just dive right into the numbers and see how we ended up. So first, where we left off was last month. We didn't have this academy debt. In last month's video, we did not have this. This was a new expense this month. And if you watched my budget videos, you'll see that I explained this charge. This was for like a pop-up tent, a canopy for some side hustling that I'm doing. And I chose to put it on my card because I got a little bit of savings there. So it also gave me a little bit more time to pay. But I did pay that on this past paycheck. So that was charged and paid for this month, but it was on a credit card and it is debt, so I decided to include it on here. But this is paid as of May, as of this week, so that balance is zero. This was the previous debt that we paid off in March. That was the last debt that we were able to pay off, so nothing was paid off in April. And now in May, we were able to pay 3 debts. So I originally owed, for the next line item, I originally owed Macy's for $157.33, and that is now paid in full. So that balance is zero going forward. I did pay my TJ Maxx credit card, and that was a total that we owed of $494.69. As of this month and this paycheck this week, that is now paid in full and no longer owing on that. For my care credit card, which was a new debt as of last month because I had to take my dog back to the vet, that was a total bill of $464.38. This month I was able to make a payment for half of that, and that is $232.19. So I have $232.19 left to pay that in full. So that'll happen next month, in the month of June. So this is the dates that the debts were paid off. So the last one we were able to pay was in March, and now we have 3 in May, and then we should have this in June paid off in full. And now it's no interest. I could take my time paying this off, but I really don't want to have another bill to pay. So I'm going to go ahead and pay that off and get it done. So that'll probably be, if not next check, the next check. So by June for sure that should be paid. So this month for Discover, we originally, this was months ago, we started with a balance of $7,757.74. Right now, as of this month, I was able to get it down to $6,000. And that was a total debt payment of, let me see here. That was a total debt payment for the month of $1,105.59. So we took it from $77.57 to $6,000 in less than 2 months. So that's awesome. I'm feeling good about that. For loan number 1, this was my personal loan that was transferred to a balance transfer credit card. Well, transferred to a credit card via balance transfer. So right now, this balance is no interest. This is also a balance transfer, so this is no interest. So the balance that was transferred was $10,170.26. And right now we are owing $9,329.61 as of this month. So the only thing that I was able to pay this month was 0 because I changed my bill date, my statement date, to be due on I think it's the 1st or the 2nd of the month. And it took like a whole 45 days to cycle through and finally update. So as of this month, I did not owe a payment. So I went ahead, instead of paying my loan number 1, made a payment this month. So I essentially did not make a payment on this month. Now this is a 0 balance transfer, so it doesn't really matter if I made a payment or not. I do still have a minimum to pay, so yeah, of course, but it's not due until June. So I would be paying a minimum payment on that next paycheck. So in another 2 weeks, which would be in the month of June, basically paycheck in June. So I, instead of making the payment towards this, I put some towards my Discover and then put some towards these to pay those off. So I put half to my Care credit card as well. So all of those got a little bit of love this month to help all those get paid off, and I forewent paying anything to this. So this balance essentially stayed the same from last month. This promotional balance and this promotional balance, actually both promotional balances are due in March of next year, 2025. So the goal is to have both of these, try to have both of these paid off by then. But since we're doing kind of like the snowball method, I'm doing my Discover card first because that was the balance transferred first. And then my loan number 1 is going to be the next one. So these are kind of listed in the order that I am going to try to pay them off. So my pays at number 6, that's the next one on the list. That one is a medical bill for my surgery that I had last November. And this is also no interest. So I'm just taking my sweet time paying that off. So that would be the focus after loan number 1 is paid, because these balances are due first, then this one. So there's no rush to pay this one. My loan number 2 is the next and last one on the list, which is student loans. So I'm just calling them loan number 1 and loan number 2 because they are loans. I don't know that it really matters what type, but this does accrue interest, and my interest rate is 6.125%. And right now my balance is $24,338.35. So that leaves us a total balance of debt at $42,273.73. That is what we have left to pay. So again, $42,273.73. The total that we started with, the total owing amount was $53,070.47. So if we do this minus this, that should give us $10,796.74 in debt paid off. So that is $10,796.74 is how much I've paid in debt payments over the last 7 months that I've been on this journey. That is a total of 20%, 20.34% of debt paid. So that is 10,000 divided by 53. So if you do 10,796.74 divided by 53,070.47, then times it by 100, that will give you the percent. So that is 20.34% in 7 months is how much. So we have, 80% to go, but I like focusing on this number versus the 80%. This feels more encouraging. I think last month we were at 16%. So definitely a big jump. We also even added more debt. My Care credit card was also added to the mix, and my Academy, small balance there, but those were also added to increase this amount. So even with increasing this amount, we were still able to bring this percent up several percents. So that is awesome. I'm happy with the progress this month. This month, total debt payments made over everything that was paid was $2,049.54. Again, that's $2,049.54 in debt payments that I have made in the month of May so far. And that will probably be it for the month of May. That is everything that I've been paid and everything that I could scrounge and put together. I even, if you've watched my recent budget video, I even paused saving for sinking funds this month in order to meet this Discover payment goal that I had for myself, which was $1,100. I wanted to get it at $6,000 or less, and I was able to get it to $6,000. So I didn't really save any sinking funds this month, which gave me a few extra $100 to get these little debts paid, with also the help of not paying my loan number 1 and then still meeting my Discover goal. So if I had to say how the month went as far as debt payments go, I would say that I was definitely more than successful. I'm definitely more than pleased with myself, that I was able to exceed this goal by leaps and bounds. So I definitely have just had a goal of about $1,500 to $1,600 a month of debt payments, but this month I was able to pay almost $2,050. So that is amazing to me. I'm proud of myself for making that happen. And, you know, still being able to go out of town. We still managed to, you know, pay all the bills, buy groceries. Didn't get to save a whole lot this month, but we'll catch up next month. I just really wanted to get past all these debts here and get back on track to the debt payoff goal. So with that help, I was able to make all of this happen. And I'm just excited about June to see the progress that I'll be able to make also in June. So with all that being said, the plan for June will be to pay care credit in full, to make another significant at least $1,000 payment to Discover, pay the minimum on loan number 1, pay the minimum on payment number 6, and pay the minimum, probably a little bit extra on my loan number 2, maybe like $10, $20. I'll be paying a little bit extra there. I've got a goal as far as how much is being applied to the principal versus how much I'm paying in interest. I think right now, let me go to my cheat sheet here, and I can tell you guys. I've kind of gone back and done the math, and right now my payment for my student loans is probably like, I would say $1.5. Like, okay, so my payment monthly minimum is $268, and right now with the interest, my principal is only going down about maybe about $100 a month. The rest is being eaten up by interest. So my goal is to try to pay Discover. So my thought process is try to pay Discover off so I can clear this card and credit line, maybe ask for an increase and get a little bit more on it, maybe like $10,000, and then do a balance transfer for part of my student loans so that I can try to save a little bit on interest, and so that most of my payment will be going towards the principal. if I can make that happen, I think the debt payoff would be really sped up, and it would basically be half of what my loan balance would be at that time. Paying the minimum is probably only going to get me down to maybe 23, 22 by the end of the year, by the time this balance transfer is done. Maybe not even that much. So if I got 10 here, then that would give me close to half of what I owe. So that would really probably help out the interest, and that would probably really help this go faster. So that's kind of my thought process. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards, is using the balance transfers to help offset the interest. And even if I did have to pay the fee for the balance transfer, it still would be less than what I'm paying in interest on my student loans. So it would still be worth it if I paid the fee, because I would still be saving plenty. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards in the future. That would be, you know, several months from now, if I can pull that off and make that happen. My loan number 1 balance transfer card, it's a credit card through my credit union. This actually is a $10,000 limit versus my Discover. So I do have that as well, that I would just keep paying this down, and eventually I would also have 10,000 here to work with. So that is also a very big possibility, that I could pay this and then balance transfer half here, maybe half here, and then be done with my student loans altogether. They would be interest free, stop accruing interest, and try to just save what I can on interest at that point. So that is kind of the plan. That's what I'm thinking. And you know, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys would do or what you guys think, and you know, maybe you guys can help me brainstorm some ideas to see what else I could do about it. But that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. That's what we're working with. I don't have my budget kind of pre-planned for the month of June just yet, but the plan would be just that. Like I said, pay this off, make a significant payment here, pay minimums on the rest. And that's gonna really be the status quo from here on out, would be just throwing all the money I have at this and pay it off a lot faster. So that's the plan for now, you guys. Stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.